Hi. Recently, I have had two dilemmas that have been like dragging me down, holding me back. One is that I just read Legendborn by Tracy Dion, and it's like one of the best books I've ever read in my life. But now I'm in a reading slump. I cannot read. It was too good. I can't even read the sequel. The second dilemma is that I have seen so many people crocheting, and as a crafter girl at heart, I feel so left out. So I've decided I'm going to solve both of these problems, and I went to the store and I got some supplies. Oh! I have this really cute little planter of a turtle. And so I was thinking, since I can't keep a plant alive for the life of me, I could crochet a nice little plant to put inside of this little guy. But I was like, what am I gonna do while I crochet? Ding, ding, ding. Solution to our other problem: audiobooks. I am going to listen to some fun candy pop romance audiobooks, see if I can get out of my reading slump, and learn a little bit of a new craft. I literally got the crochet supplies yesterday and haven't been able to stop. Let me show you what I made so far. This is Wormy. This is my first attempt at a chain stitch. I kept seeing people do magic rings, so I attempted to do one of those. And then I realized really quickly that this was gonna be a lot harder than I originally thought it was gonna be. So I found a YouTube tutorial on just like how to stitch, and this was like my first little guy. It's not very good. It's okay. You don't have to be nice about it. Then I made another one. I started to get the hang of it. I was like, okay, I get it now. It's still not great. I stitched it this way and I missed a few stitches on a couple rows. Tension is hard, okay? Tension is hard. To solve the book slump portion of this debacle, I found this book on Kindle Unlimited called Song of the Forever Rains, I think, by E.J. Mellows. And I've never heard of it, but I've been in like a fantasy mood, and so I don't want to go all the way to romance yet. So I think that like a fantasy romance will be a good in-between place and maybe get me out of my slump. I have an update. I'm gonna stop crocheting so that I can go make some dinner, but I wanted to show you what I've made so far. I have officially finished 3 strands of my plant thing. I feel like you can tell that I'm getting a little bit better, but that I still have a lot to learn. I'm just telling myself it's okay. This will be them hanging from their little vase. Oh my God, that is so cute. That is so cute. Also, with the book, Song of the Forever Rains, it's still early days, honestly. It's kind of cool, like the 3 sisters have these innate magical abilities. One of them can play any instrument, and one of them can dance really well, and the other one can sing. But like each of the abilities can also be weapons too, like it's not just for show or whatever, which I think is kind of cool. It's cool that like 3 sisters have such related abilities, but I also don't feel like I'm like out of my reading slump or anything. Like I'm not super invested. I'm back on the couch again to crochet some more. I think I'm gonna do like one more strand that's like kind of longer, and then I have to do like the base to connect all of the individual strands together, but then I think I'm done. Also, I saw this TikTok yesterday of this girl who went to a thrift store to get yarn for like pretty cheap, because it can be kind of expensive at the craft stores. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that thrift stores sold yarn. I've never seen that. And so I stopped by the thrift store this morning and they had yarn, so I picked some up. I got this nice gray color. I also got this really pretty like baby blue color. And then the last thing I got were these 2 like fluffy white ones. But I'm really excited because now I have more options for whatever I decide to make next. And I got them for pretty cheap too, which is always a bonus. I can't feel nothing. Your love's a mission to Mars. Your love's a mission to Mars. Your love's a mission to Mars. Okay. It took longer than I thought it would, but I finished. That is so cute, you have to admit. I'm gonna put the link to the YouTube video tutorial pattern video that I used to make this. The original creator also made some like flowers that she kind of put on some of the leaves. I don't even know what to call these, but I don't really have yarn to make flowers, so I'm just gonna leave it like this, I think. But I think it's also really cute. He's just a little guy. I also realized I don't think I ever explained what the book I'm reading is about, but it's about this girl named Lakira, and I actually, now that I'm trying to explain it, I don't really know what the book is about. Okay, this needs to end. The book is okay so far. And I thought that I was gonna get started on my next crochet piece tonight, but it's like 9:30. So I'm gonna get my grandmotherly butt into bed. It's Thursday morning now, and I just finished Song of the Forever Rains. I was so ready to give this book 3 stars, and then it got to an intimate scene. Basically, whenever the romance aspect of the story escalated, I was like physically cringing. And I ended up upping the listening speed of the audiobook to 2 times, which I never, ever do. I think in general, the romance was just not my vibe. Okay, like Lakira and Darius, the main couple, kind of gave me the vibe of like a couple that would be calling each other like bubs, baba. And that's just not my thing. Oh my god, it's making me sweat even. And I know that it's because I have a cold, dead heart, but I can't do anything to change that, you know what I mean? It's also like a slow burn in a way that I'm not super obsessed with. To me, there's no tension between 2 people that just are really into each other but like won't accept their own feelings, unless there's like a really overt reason that they can't accept their feelings or be together even if they both like each other. Like there's no tension, there's no stakes. It was very innocent and sweet and like dorky the whole time. Like I wish I could hold her hand, like that kind of vibe. And then all of a sudden they were like getting it on and I was like, what? So yeah, it wasn't really my vibe. I think my final rating is 2 stars for this. So I think to get in like my romance fix, my next read is going to be The Highland Fling by Megan Quinn. It is about a girl named Bonnie who recently got fired and sees a help wanted sign in like a cafe. So her and her best friend decide, why not? Let's move to Scotland and try something new. And of course she meets a rugged local handyman who is fighting some demons, I guess. Also for crochet, I saw this like lilies of the valley or something. So I'm gonna make a little charm for my headphones. And then so while I'm listening to my audiobooks, I can have like a cute little charm. I'm really nervous that I'm not gonna like have the skill to be able to do it, but we'll see. Okay, it's been like an hour and I just finished crocheting the lilies. Oh my god, look at how cute! Okay, ready? They're so cute. Loved the tutorial and I can't believe I have to pick another project already. This is so addictive. It's a problem. It's honestly a problem. This is all I'm gonna do now. It's a problem. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm over here taking a little break, eating a little lunch, and oh my god, something that is decidedly not sexy is a backgammon board. It's not a sexy game. And 2 people looking at a backgammon board that don't know how to play backgammon and turning it into something sexy, the game board itself. Ew, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I guess like I said I wanted a candy pop romance and that's kind of what I'm getting, but I don't know what's going on. I just crushed that magic circle. Crushed it. Yeah. Well, I finished the bookmark I was making. I don't think it came out very good. I'm a little disappointed. I think the pattern is really cool, but I don't think I did a very good job. This is supposed to be a butterfly, and you really can't tell. Like, it kind of just looks like a square. It matches my experience reading the book though, because it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's a usable bookmark, and the book is a readable book, but it's not great. I think my problem mainly is because I'm listening to the audiobook. Listening to spicy books on audio is a little uncomfortable for me. I feel like it's easier to kind of ignore things if I'm reading them, because I can kind of just like skim over a line or be like, I didn't just read that. You know what I mean? If something's cringy or whatever. That's a little harder to do when you're listening to the audiobook. Happy Friday! I'm so sorry for the yard work and the lighting. It's very bright out today. But regardless, I started listening to Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert this morning. Oh my god, I haven't even finished the first chapter and I already know this is gonna be so good. I am very excited about this one, and it's feeling like a great way to end the week after two books that like I wasn't super obsessed with. So I think I'm gonna start working on some coasters because I think that would be really cute. And I'm gonna listen to Eve Brown. I'm so excited for this book. Yay! It's actually the next week. The weekend got a little crazy, but I did end up finishing my coaster. Here she is. And then I was kind of obsessed, so I ended up making 3 more. I really like that once you find a pattern you like, you can kind of just like do it over and over again. So I think the next thing I'm gonna get into is a big old granny square blanket. I've been seeing like a bunch of TikToks of really pretty granny squares, and I've been inspired. I did also finish Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. I think I'm giving it 3 stars. It was really fun to read, and I loved the characters. I love the story. I love like a messy rich girl, and that's kind of Eve's vibe. Like, she has a trust fund and has never really been able to figure out what she wants to do with her life because she hasn't really had to. She's kind of been able to jump from project to project, and I love that kind of vibe of like trust fund baby, like princess girl. I love that. I thought the romance was great. I also love like kind of wacky situations. Like, that to me is very classic rom-com, and it had a lot of that, so I was very into it. It's not really the kind of story that I think I'm gonna like think about a ton after reading it. Like, I don't think it'll really stick with me, but it was just a really fun, quick, bright, happy, wonderful romance story. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I forget if I mentioned what I gave the Highland Fling, but I ended up giving it 2 stars. I felt like I kind of liked the characters less once they got together. And I also feel like the book had plot, but the story didn't really like go into the plot. Like, the setup was there, but then it was just kind of like random interactions between the love interests. So I ended up giving it 2 stars because of that. But I do honestly think that like the 2 main characters have like chemistry, like that they should actually be in a relationship, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're good together. I think I just didn't vibe with them for whatever reason. But I wanted to mention that if you kind of like the idea of like a Scottish small town romance with like a big grumpy guy and a little bit of an age gap, and it's just kind of a light little palette cleanser type vibe, then you might really enjoy it. So yeah, that is all for the week. I'm excited to get into a new crochet project. This is definitely my new life. This is a lifestyle, I think. And I also feel like it was a pretty good reading week. It ended on a high note with Act Your Age, Eve Brown. I really liked it. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, give it a subscribe, give it a like. I'll see you soon. Bye!